Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an emergency repair for a good friend of ours about 30 miles away from the main shop. We're going to bring you guys along. We have the four-wheel drive truck loaded down. We have our rigging toolbox and our toolbox. We got a whole slug of A-belts because we're not sure what we need. And we also have all the new components to a bucket elevator leg we have to go repair. The gentleman burnt his belt in half, so we have a brand new belt supposed to be here in an hour or two. Then Charles is going to run it over as soon as it arrives, and brother Luke and I and a couple nephews are headed over to help service the customer. We have arrived at the facility. You guys will have to pardon the wind and noise in the video if there is any, because I do not have the time to run the dead cat. Video might be a little choppy, but this is the bucket elevator that we have to service. This will be the third or fourth time the belt has been burned in half. The customer already pulled it, and hopefully our replacement belt will arrive shortly. This is a small bucket elevator. Fortunately, it's not a 5,000 bushel an hour unit. I'm not looking forward to being up in the basket for the rest of the day. We made it up top. Apologize for the wind. The game plan is to remove this cover, remove this head pulley. It's completely roasted off. We have to remove this Nord drive. This thing's kind of been a nightmare because it never slips, so it burns the belt in two. We're going to convert this to what the manufacturer calls a number one drive. Hopefully it will just smoke the V-belts off if the leg plugs. We have the drive loose. You can see the obvious issue here. The belt spun. These are vulcanized, and the belt stopped, and then this just continually spun and just basically peeled out like a car tire. This could very well have been the issue. Found a bucket that was melted off down in the discharge of the leg. That very well could have started the issue if he spun the belt and then the cup melted off and then fell in there, or the cup literally melted off as it was plugged and then just plopped off there. Who can say? But this very well could have been the issue. We have all the ancillary components removed. We have our brand new head pulley up here. My brother is freeing these little plastic seals from the old head pulley. I forgot this was like the third generation bucket elevator head, so it has those plastic seals. So he's just grinding the old bearings off pretty quick. It is a truly gorgeous day to be up this high. There's minimal wind to speak of. It's a really nice day. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. Hurry up and wait. The wind is starting to pick up. We are making good tracks. We have all of our pulleys established on the side of the jack shaft. Head pulleys in, locked down, centered. This pulley I installed at the shop. Test ran this motor at the shop. We have to install this pulley in a minute. Everything's coming along. I'm waiting for the ground crew to send me up some bolts. That's when I do these updates. Charlie has arrived as well. He is inside putting the buckets on. And Luke, I don't know if you can see that far down, he is figuring out the belts that we need. We're going to start with a 50 actual inch belt. Just kind of shooting from the hip on these. They're all a little bit different. And we've got our ball door 2 horsepower 3-phase motor. Everything is anti-seized because I very well might be back here. Anti-seize everywhere. I put on a ton of it because it's going to be outside for the rest of its life. So So anti-seize is cheap. Cheap insurance, in my opinion. Using the tool rope here to bring stuff up and down. And then we've got the toolbox and the rigging box all opened up. There's Charlie's truck and then my four-wheel drive there. Hurry up and wait yet again. These things kind of happen when you're up high like this. Our genie lift was supposed to be on this job, but it wasn't charging magically after I pulled it out of the building, so that's kind of frustrating. I even changed the alternator real quick, and it was actually supposed to be the start of this video, loading it up and everything and bringing it to the job site, but didn't happen, so I might just scrap that footage. We have the motor all belted up and everything, waiting on some wire nuts, and we have our belts all installed, new head pulley. Unfortunately, we are losing the sunlight. The wind is picking up and it is really starting to get cold now. Charlie went to the local farm and home store, had to pick me up some wire nuts. I'm ready. This was all pre-wired at the shop, so all I have to do is connect 3 wires and confirm my rotation because it's 3-phase. If it's spinning the wrong way, I just switch any of the 3 wires and then it'll be spinning the correct way. Unfortunately, it is more hurry up and wait. Luke is scrounging in the job box trying to find some wire nuts to get us up and going faster. We're waiting on Charles to come back, and then we can test rotation. And my nephew is inside the heated portion right down in there putting the belt together. You can see it snaking out right there. He's bolting on cups like a madman. We're trying to get this done yet today. Tomorrow is supposed to be freezing rain. We're going to get some polar vortex coming out of New York or something, they said. Possibly 2 feet of snow, which is extremely, extremely rare for this neck of the woods that I'm in. So we'll see what happens. We'll bring you along regardless. I'm going to hunker down and try to stay warm, waiting on Charlie up here. We decided while we're waiting for Charlie, we've done everything we can up top. We decided to come down, get in the warm truck, warm up for a minute. It is 3:30 now. We have the unit running, the proper direction, proper speed. Ball door motor just hums right along. Went ahead and put some silicone on there, just giving the guy every chance he can get. Anti-seize to even the little 1/4-inch bolts, because this is going to be outside for the rest of its life. Everything's running good. Another WildcatWilly adventure. I even siliconed our inlet of our box there so I don't get any water down in the conduit. Just trying to give us every chance we can. I hate stuff sitting outside. All of my legs are under roof in my seed processing plant. We have the brand new belt hoisted. Picked up a little snow, dragging it through the yard. We are now going to head down and work on splicing the belt. This is the rubber composite belt that is good for cold weather, and that helps get you the maximum amount of traction possible on these bucket elevator legs. So I'm going to start the arduous climb down for like the 100th time. Yeehaw. The sky is absolutely beautiful. I hope that is coming through on camera. Wow. We have the belt pulled, tensioned. It is tracking perfectly. It's not rubbing the side. You would have it track here and right here. If it's rubbing the side, it will actually cut the steel all the way up and down, depending on how bad it is tracking. So we're getting ready to do the tracking adjustment on the lower boot, and then we will put the cover on. And then the gentleman has a few semi-loads of corn that has to go out. Ricky Tick, so he's actually going to be running through the night. It's 5 o'clock right now. Let's keep on trucking. just can't get over that sky. That is incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, we have success. Unit is running perfectly. It is tracking perfectly. There are no irregular noises. The perfect crown and the brand new belt. All brand new belts. We got rid of that massive drive. We're all wired in, silicone the dickens out of everything, trying to keep as much water out as possible. Perfect. We have our rubber seal there. That helps get the grain into the discharge spout. We ran a vice grip on the rope down each spout of the two-way valve, the one going that way, one going that way, because I have seen a bucket will melt off or fall off and then they get wedged in the pipe, and then you continually back up and burn leg belts up. So I'm really hoping this is going to solve this guy's problem, and he should, if he plugs it, only be burning off these two belts or the single small belt over there, and instead of burning off the big belt. I have my headlamp on. Just wanted to do a final video of it running. Everything's running perfect. We're gonna come back and build a huge shroud over all this to protect the belts, things of that nature. But for now, everything is running and running good. I think I'm gonna go ahead, cut the video right here. Please like, share, and subscribe as we go on these adventures together.